Some Nigerians have called on the federal government to dissuade people from excess consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages through an increased tax regime. This was made known during a march to raise awareness on the rising cases of death due to the high consumption of these products in Abuja. Participants in the march hope the increased taxes on these products will make the product expensive and discourage most Nigerians from buying and consuming this unhealthy product.
It's like diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, as well as obesity. And so why we are here is basically we are calling on the government to enact laws to put together a tax that prohibits or that would to put together a tax that would in the end reduce the consumption of sugary drinks. And how would this tax work? It will simply work by increasing the affordability of sugary drinks, thereby providing revenue that could be used to support healthcare, especially with regards to non-communicable diseases. Currently, there's a non-communicable disease burden in the country, an epidemic, right? And it needs to be addressed. Out-of-pocket payments are at an all-time high, with over 75% of Nigerians paying from their pockets for treatment of different ailments. Now, if consumption of sugary drinks, which is cheap, affordable, and accessible by the middle to low-income earners, right, is affordable, at the end of the day, these people still come down with non-communicable diseases like diabetes as a result of consumption. But guess what? Coke is what? 200, 250. Treatment of these diseases goes about 200 to 250,000 naira a month. So you can't compare the cost of consumption over the cost of treatment. Is ridiculous. So we are calling on the government to protect the Nigerian lives, to protect the Nigerian people, and to enact a pro-health tax that basically channels revenue from taxation of sugary drinks into funding of healthcare. Currently, Nigeria has a 10 naira per litre tax, right, on sugary drinks, and this was instituted via the Finance Act, right? However, the World Health Organization recommends a 20%, at least 20%, to ensure that this taxation is passed through to the consumers in such a way that it elevates the prices of sugary drinks, making sugary drinks not affordable and forcing people to choose alternatives. An alternative is basically water, healthier options, water, fruits, which are healthier to your body, right? So what we are saying is government should increase the tax, one, and two, enact an SSB legislation that ensures that taxes, first of all, that brings SSB taxation to the limelight, and then ensures that this taxation is used to fund healthcare, not any other cause in government, but to fund healthcare. It's only justifiable that what is killing Nigerians, right, taxing what is killing Nigerians, right, the proceeds be used to also alleviate this burden of non-communicable diseases.
If there's anything government can do, maybe things like making the health insurance scheme easily available to people that are non-government. Like myself, I'm not in the government, I don't work in the public sector. But I don't have an NHIS, for example. I know there are several people now providing that services, but it's not easily available to the majority of people, okay? So more education, more sensitization, more information on that will be helpful. Granting more approvals to private practitioners of health insurance system can also help. And then if there's a way government through its various agencies can make diabetic drugs cheaper, it's also something that can really, really help, because it's a pandemic right now. Nigerians need to wake up and understand that what you eat is what you are. Very, very importantly, what you eat is what you are. Avoid excess carbohydrates. Unfortunately, we are Nigerians and we come from a place where most of our food are carb. Your rice is carbohydrate, your pounded yam is carbohydrate, your yam is carbohydrate, your swallows are carbohydrate, your eba is carbohydrate. We need to wake up to knowledge-based eating. You need to eat properly. You need to protect yourself by eating properly. Minimize on your carbohydrates. Eat a lot of vegetables. Vegetables are not expensive. Eat vegetables. If you can afford fruit, eat fruit, and eat your fruit whole. Don't blend it.
Nigeria happens to be the 7th largest consumer of sugar-sweetened beverages, otherwise known as minerals, as we call it locally. So we are just trying to raise that advocacy to ensure that people are discouraged from taking such drinks because of the risk involved. Type 2 diabetes has been traced to emanate from foods, not just drinks, that are sugar-laden, especially carbohydrates, which happens to be our mainstay in Nigeria. All our staples are basically carbohydrates, and so it has been proven by research that such food and drinks have a tendency to lead to type 2 diabetes.